Are you going through a divorce or are you contemplating divorce? Well, today's segment is going to be a powerful one because we have a testimony that's going to be able to help someone in that season of life. Stay tuned. What's up, Brave Hearts community? We have a special guest with us today. First time guest on the platform. Today's guest is an entrepreneur and media personality and the host of Steady Mama and Love the title, where she has honest conversations about motherhood, womanhood, and rebuilding life with intention. Drawing from her lived experience after divorce, she brings a grounded, real perspective on dating, boundaries, and choosing peace over patterns. Brave Hearts community, let's show some love to Kanisha. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, for sure. Checked out some of your content, love it. And so I'm definitely excited about this episode. So I wanted to, this, we're kind of like gonna have some testimony service.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to jump into this. And so you've been through a divorce. Um,
Right.
and so I kind of want to go back just a little bit. How did you meet your ex and how long were you married?
I met my ex in 2003. I ended up getting a basketball scholarship at Tyler Junior College in Tyler, Texas, where he got a basketball scholarship. So we kind of had the love and basketball thing going. So yeah, I met in 2003 and got married in 2007 and
Mm-hmm.
divorced 2025.
Oh, oh, okay. So that's been what 20,
21 years.
20 years? Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was married for 15, so yeah, that long. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, though.
Right, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So what was the moment you knew that your marriage was truly over?
I think I always kind of knew like I was not being fulfilled, but I always would often say if he's not beating and cheating, when I look at my peers, my girlfriends, I see, they actually dealing with worser things. So I'm like, just sit down and be quiet and do what you need to do. But yeah, I kind of always knew that he wasn't for me because he didn't hear me. But I counted the cost that it took to actually break my family up, and I couldn't pay the piper. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And
Yeah.
so when you say he couldn't hear you, what did you mean? What did you mean by that? If you don't
I
mind.
mean, the things that I'm expressing, you 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 stonewall. You have a deaf ear. You're not trying to you don't have a heart to turn to me to say you want to understand me so we can really truly reconcile. So it was just a lot of dismissive, avoided behavior that I was exposed to and trying to be heard, and it didn't translate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough. I've been there myself. I was that guy, and I realized in the Brave Arts community, though, that I had mommy issues, but I didn't know about it.
Right,
And
right,
yeah, right. And so, and no shade to my ex or anything like that, but I'm just like, I remember um, stonewalling her and
mhm,
you know not listening, or I just don't have time for it. I was just emotionally immature, you know
right,
and so but it wasn't until I got into therapy I was like, oh, because what you don't know you can't confront,
right.
you know and I'm not
Right.
saying
You
hey.
have to have some sense of awareness, I feel like,
Hmm.
to be able to like know that something isn't right. And I think that's kind of what I led to, which is why I felt a bit cheated right before he said, he wanted a divorce. I'm the one that was like, these triggers, this is really my shit. Like this is my problem. And I'm attaching my rejection issues, my abandonment issues to you because when you're stonewalling me, you're igniting those things. When you're ignoring me, you're igniting those things. And I'm like, because would another woman really, respond to him this way if they didn't have the stuff that I have? So that's when I was like, okay, I have to take ownership and really take responsibility for what I'm bringing to the table. Get that cleared out. Maybe I would respond to him different to unlock something different in him. but I never got to that.
Mm. Wow, that's heavy. So you already had the self awareness of what
Yeah,
you need to fix. Yeah.
I
Wow.
did. I
Mm-hmm.
did. I just didn't have enough time. I feel like because you just being young, 18, 19, starting out, we had kid after kid. We had four kids together, and just a lifelong of trauma and trauma, just triumphant things. But it was a lot. Like his dad died on our wedding day, so we started out with just not a good foundation.
Mm.
It completely went from excitement to we're mourning. And I have to now go from a bride and being excited to now supporting a man that's grieving. And I'm what, 22, 23.
Wow.
So what am I supposed to do with that?
Mm-hmm.
But you do your best.
Yeah. Yeah. That had to be tough. Oh my God.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this isn't in my notes, but now that you brought that up, is there ever, do you think that there's ever really a way to prepare for marriage for what it's going to bring? You just, because you never know. I'm sure you didn't sign up for, I mean, you signed up for it, but you didn't assume that it would have went like that.
No, I don't. I really don't think we really have the true preparation mentally at certain phases of our life. I'm still trying to figure that out, even for my own platform when I'm speaking to my audience, because what is the real entry point? Do you really just give your 20s to yourself and wait until you mature? Or, and then also you got to consider our examples. Like for me, I was raised in a single parent home, no example. I know how to be a single mama, but I didn't know how to be a wife. I wasn't taught how to be a wife. So I don't know. It's just a cluster
Yeah.
of different ways that you could look at it, and I just don't have an answer for that.
Yeah. No, totally understand. Cause I was thinking, like you say, we have these examples of TV shows, and we kind of
It's
have this
all
like,
an illusion, and it really screwed us up.
yeah,
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 and I ain't feeling it.
yeah. No, I hear you, and
Yeah,
because one thing I do when I'm talking to single people, I do tell them like, what is your idea of marriage, and do you have someone in your life who you see like a healthy marriage? You know what I'm saying? Not perfect, but healthy, and do you have access to that person?
yeah. I
You know?
think when it comes, yeah, we can have resources, we can have people, but it really is the person internally. Like, how are you able to, like, because the old saying is like, do you want to be right or do you want to be married?
Mhm.
It's If you don't have good conflict resolution, you really don't really have a relationship, because all after the honeymoon phase, you doing life with this person. It's till death do you part. Like, you gotta die before you get out, supposedly,
Yeah.
right? So with that being said, depending on where you're at in your life, if you haven't done your work, your shadow work, you're gonna come into this thing wounded, with an ego and not willing to really resolve anything. Uh, and it's a clusterfuck. Excuse me. It's just a recipe for disaster. So I would say your conflict resolution is very important,
Yes.
and really just having a heart to hear your partner.
Yeah. Yeah, conflict resolution. I don't think we talk about that enough. We always talk about like these healing journeys,
Yeah.
but we don't talk about that enough.
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, because some people just, it's either their way or the highway.
And it's so sad when somebody can't hear you and you in their face and you crying too sometime, or you're pleading and they got a deaf ear and a deaf heart. We gotta really, honestly, we gotta really master detachment and not wasting our times initially. And I think we would decrease a lot of this.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a show within itself.
Wait, well, bring me back. We always good for some more
Man,
talk. Yeah.
once you come on, I'll be hitting you up. I'll be inboxing you.
Okay,
We'll come
I'm
back and do
down.
part two. Yeah, for sure. So how did you navigate? Okay, let's get back to the testimony. Okay, how did you navigate telling your family and close friends about getting divorced?
To be honest with you, I didn't. I shut down. And it was so sad because, one, I couldn't tell my kids. because I had to make sure a thing was a thing. Because he came home and said he'd rather pay child support to be in this relationship. So I didn't really take it serious. It was like, he doesn't really talk like that. Because even for me, when I would talk about the divorce or the times that I wanted to divorce, or I felt like he was pushing me in a corner to choose myself, he would always be like, I'm not the one with the problem, you are. So to hear this kind of talk was just like, but he was serious. And so once I really knew that he was serious, yeah, I shut down. I withdrew. I definitely didn't tell my family. It was just something I wasn't really willing to face.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
for over a year, I'm just talking to my family.
So you literally didn't say anything.
Well, my ex ended up telling my mom, and then it kind of like
Oh, okay,
went from there.
got you.
So it didn't come from me, but still, it was just like I just shut down because honestly, there was a part of me that blamed my upbringing, blamed
Mhm.
my exposure, my examples, because I was blaming myself initially.
Yeah,
Once I started to kind of see things different, like, hold up, you can't keep dumping on yourself. And this man is telling you he didn't fight. He's never fought to your face. So why
mm,
are you giving yourself that much credit?
mm, yeah. Wow. Yeah, yeah. And the funny thing about that is too, when you're going through a divorce, because sometimes it's like, who do I tell first? Do I even say anything? Right?
Yeah,
You
just
know.
the judgment. I was ashamed. I'm like,
Hmm.
am I gonna end up like my mama? Am I gonna end up like my
Mm,
aunties? Like they're all in their 60s and they're with no man.
mm,
And I'm like, here we go. Is this a curse? Like it was just crazy. So I just shut down. That was my best point of defense for myself. Plus, I'm not a person that likes to deal with a lot of extra noise. Like when I'm dealing with something, I gotta focus.
mm,
And people's opinions, it almost seemed like I was gonna have to coddle them. And I didn't want the responsibility of coddling them, explaining to them, nurturing them when I'm the one that need the nurturing. So I
yeah,
just didn't want that extra energy on me.
yeah. Understood. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you were the strong one then, huh? You were are you the person that people depend on
Well,
emotionally?
yeah, actually I am. And one thing that I've discovered during this process is like I'm not the strong one. I don't want to be the strong black woman no more. I'm resilient. I'm
Hmm.
powerful, but I don't want to be strong because I think the strong ones are easily overlooked.
Hmm. Hmm. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people will get what they need from you and they'll keep it moving.
Yeah, Dad, I'm like, you didn't even see how I was doing today. Like, what's up?
Yeah, that's sad but true.
Yeah.
People. Yeah. What was the hardest part of the divorce process that people don't talk about enough?
Well, I think for me personally, I think I would tell people you need to focus on the parenting plan. Is if you have kids, focus on the parenting plan. That's like the biggest part
Mhm.
because the co-parenting, my God, after if you ain't got that right,
Yeah.
you have signed yourself for a lifetime of pain just going back and forth to court trying to get it right. So who you marry is not who you divorce. And you can't base nothing off of what you thought this person was because that's not them and they not your friend. They don't care about you, and that's that.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it? What hurt me the most about divorce is you. You spend. You say you're gonna spend your life with this person,
Right.
and you spend the great times together. And then it's like you go through this divorce. Neither one of you kind of seen it coming, but then when it happens, you're like, man, I thought we were so much better than that. I can't believe we're actually doing this.
Yeah, I think this week was kind of part of that because I don't know how it is, how it truly is for men, but there is a rumor that men deal with their healing later and women deal with it in the moment. So I'm not sure how that is, and I'm curious what your perspective is on that. But for me, I'm really feeling like each level, each dimension of this thing. And I'm also giving myself grace for this grieving wheel. Like, I'm in shock again. I'm in shock again. I looked at one of my grandmother's pictures and just thinking about like we were family. And
Hmm.
now this man doesn't even regard me. He only regards me as a woman that he left, not a woman that he spent 21 years and had four black ashy babies with. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Like we was family.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, it's hard.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, raising, yeah, especially having to go from both parents to single parents. But I was listening to, and correct me if I'm wrong, when I was listening to one of the episodes, you was talking about being a married single person or something like that.
Yeah, married but single. It's a lot of us out here. And I don't know if my algorithm, what's going on with artificial intelligence, it's been listening to me and it's so many videos with women being tired
Yeah.
because I don't know, I'm not a man. So I'm not sure what y'all's point of view is on marriage and your duties as a father, but I think the ones that are in the home they think they get extra privileges not to do anything because majority of the men are not. So
Yeah.
they think they get a pass because they come home, I say shit and shower, watch TV, play with the kids, and go to bed. Yeah, those daddies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a topic within itself. I
call me back for that one. I like that one too.
well, I will say this because this is, and I kind of want to touch on it a little bit,
Yeah,
considering that I am a dad and stuff like that.
I was trying to
25.
tiptoe.
No, you good. You good. This is a free. We good. We good. You can say what you want.
Okay, good.
What was I about to say? Oh yeah, 25% of marriages end due to domestic duties, right? The uneven
The
division of labor,
balancing.
right? Yeah,
It
right.
was not even at all. And even my kids, they say all you wanted was help.
Mm,
My 15-year-old, now 16, was like, Mom, you should have been gone.
wow. Yeah.
You know, like my eldest daughter says, like, if it hadn't been for you showing us certain things, we wouldn't be as far as we are with just daddy. I
Mm,
mean, he said himself that's all he saw was his dad going to work. So I get it. I get it. But that doesn't mean that you don't like convert or transition over. Because when you got one kid, it's cool. When you got two, okay, I can still handle it. But when you start busting loose with three and four, that's a whole different dynamic, brother.
different dynamic. Yeah. Chris Rock always say when you have more kids than parents, there's problems.
Baby, I'm here to tell you. I have four, and I was the type of parent because I'm hyper aware
Mhm.
of my past, my present, and my future. And I'm a big advocate for preparing my children. So I'm just I'm instilling things in these kids. I'm building kids. I'm not just raising, I'm building these adults and
Mhm.
trying to expose them. So I was homeschooling them. I was giving premium, if you
Mhm.
will.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so it's like, if you see that I'm giving this kind of parenting to your kids, offset by supporting me in other areas to relieve me. But when a man can't hear you and when a man don't have an instinct to shield you and take things off your plate, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But we see that already, ladies, but we be ignoring it because I know I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. I I will say from a man's perspective is that I had to learn that,
Yeah.
right? That I thought, my little 1 2 was enough. And
Mhm.
because we have 4 kids total, but we got a blended family. We have one apiece from a relationship and a marriage, but then we have two together.
Mhm.
And the two youngest ones, they have autism, and so that's a whole different,
That's a whole it. My yes, my host on Steady Mom and her daughter has autism. My cousin, her son has autism. So
Mhm.
I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, whole conversation, right?
Hmm.
But over time, we had to learn how to make that thing work because my wife was like, "Hey, I need help with this. We're not even talking about the emotional labor piece, right? You know, preparing, taking the kids to the dentist and
The
sport.
invisible labors, the anticipating needs, a lot of it is mental work, a mental load. And then all of a sudden I gotta still be sexy at night and you ain't washed no dishes. You ain't took out the trash. Or you only took out the trash and you ain't, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, can you go to the grocery store?
yeah, he want a gold star on his shirt. He give me a gold star for taking out the trash.
Listen, the gold star for me, and it's so funny, and it's a lot of women like that. Go cut some grass and see how your wife feel.
Yeah,
You're gonna love you a long time.
yeah, yeah. Hey, Kadisha, I'm like I say, I had to learn. So to all the fellas out there, look, it takes a lot because
Yeah, don't
at
jump
one,
into this quickly.
yeah, well, I mean, I had to learn. Like I had like doing stuff like laundry and mopping and
Yeah.
washing dishes and all those
Mhm.
different things. Like we both work, so we both got to pull this weight. You know.
And that's the part for me because I didn't start working. Mind you, we got together in 2003. We got married in 2007. So I think I started work maybe 2012,
Mm,
2013, or something like that. Because the kids are busting loose, so I now got to help you.
mm,
But my duties didn't change.
mm.
Yours stayed the same. Nothing. And
Yeah,
that causes a wife that nags.
yeah. Because there's a difference between asking and nagging. There's a
I
difference.
mean, hey, because I keep begging, so now I'm nagging.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to come back because this is yeah, these little subtopics, they need their own 45 minutes.
Right.
For real. So what was the so how did you protect your peace and mental health during those difficult moments?
Screaming, crying, vlogging, journaling, my girlfriends, shout out to them. I mean, we were really like waiting to excel, the
Mm,
movie. My girls are solid. I love all of them. And that's what helped me get through. But really to myself, I think being able to expel the energy, because you talk to your girlfriends enough to the point where it's like, okay, she already heard that already. Let me give her a break. So you end up going into your journal for me. And I found my voice because there were things that I'm like questioning myself, why does this bother you so bad? What is this? It was great.
yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing because women, y'all have communities, and men, when men go through divorce, they just run the streets. I don't know,
Yeah,
but that's the difference. Women do have communities, so I love that you had that.
I did. I do. And I'm thankful.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because Lord know, when I went through my divorce, I had my homeboy. That was it.
Oh.
That was it. Like I didn't have that community. And the funny thing is, I know a lot of people, but I think my shame came in was because here I am, a leader in the church, marriage ministry. Here I am going through a divorce. Here I am saving marriages, and my marriage couldn't make it. I was
I
like,
know exactly what you mean. That's a whole different dimension of shame. Because, yeah,
yeah, it
the
was.
judgment that we place on ourselves just from what somebody else may think,
Hmm, hmm.
it's all inside of your mind. All of the suffering really is inside of your mind. And that's what I'm working on is the power of detachment. But it just is so layered.
Yeah.
It's so layered.
Oh my god. Yeah. I got some books I want to. Yeah. We'll talk about that, but
Okay.
because I love because my word this year is unlearn,
Mine's is
unlearn,
precision.
unlearn.
Yeah.
Yeah. All them old patterns, mindsets, unlearn. Get all that stuff out of you.
I
Uh,
love
so we kind of talked about that guilt and shame because I was going to ask you about guilt and shame and how did you work through that guilt and shame of going through a divorce? Was it the journaling or was it the blogging?
It was all of that. And it was just giving myself a space to like understand. I think once he told me that there was a woman, I knew at that point immediately this was for me. This was my get out card, you
Hmm,
know. And I even remember vividly meeting this girl. It'll be March this year, that'll make a year. And I'm like, immediately when I got to that car, I was like, ain't no way this her. Ain't no way this is it.
Mm,
And immediately God said, I released you because your purpose outweighs anything that this marriage could have been. Because again, I stayed when I knew I should have left long time ago. But that's where the accountability came like, Kanisha, this is really all your fault. This
mm,
is really, really all your fault because when you look at in hindsight what you accepted, that's on you. A man is only going to do what you allow him to do. So you got to take responsibility for where you are and what you chose and stop putting it all on him. So that's when it was just shifting. Like it's time for you to because really that marriage did nothing but cover up the insecurities that were never resolved coming in. Like
mm,
that's
mm.
why I say that self-discovery phase for women and men in general, people in general, is so primal
Yes.
to themselves and their relationships. You got to give yourself self-discovery to shop around. Don't hop on the first thing going
Yeah.
because I act like this man was the one and only and I had to seize the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gave up my basketball scholarship to get pregnant in 6 months for this man.
Mm,
So yeah, like
yeah.
you really got we really got to do better.
Yeah. I want to ask you this since we're talking about it, because there's this whole story behind women not taking accountability and all this other stuff. But from what I hear, from what you're saying, is you took accountability for your actions. Where does that come from? Did you always have that, or was that taught? Like,
Well, for me, I have a lot of trauma responses, but I'm a big advocate for people to really understand that childhood trauma shapes you as an adult. If you
yeah,
look at our episode on Steady Mom, and I believe it is episode 2, where we're talking to a child psychologist about how childhood trauma shapes you, your parents and your relationships and all of that. And so I don't know, I just had that awareness. And I've always been one to say, I'm gonna be the first to raise my hand in the classroom. Like I've always kind of really been like that.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't think it was really taught. Oh, that's the point that I was trying to make when it came to the childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is essentially I was a people pleaser. So I was always trying to get things right. So I was always over explaining, over compensating myself or my love just to try to get things reciprocated. So I thought if I be the example for what I wanted, then I would get it back. And it didn't work like that for me at least. If anything, it just trained people to treat me like I was less valuable.
mm,
And so yeah, I feel like that's where that came from is that people pleasing
yeah,
component of me
yeah,
to be heard and understood. So that's why, I think the accountability piece comes in maybe.
yeah. Wow. So how has your relationship, or well, what role did the faith play in getting you through that season?
I don't really think I was really in any kind of faith anything.
Hmm.
I think I was just so in the pit of
Yeah.
reality that I was just like, whatever, whatever. I wasn't even eating meat prior to this and started eating meat. I was like, I'm about to have an affair with meat, candy, cookies, pies, all of it. I'm just like, I've tried to do everything right. And
Yeah.
this was what it was.
Mhm.
So I did rebel a lot, but
Yeah.
I knew God was there.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
But I didn't really just seek him like I really should. I was more so looking within. I
Hmm.
wanted to empower my femininity, my intuition. I was like, I gotta come home to me.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Totally understand. And so, looking back, what advice would you give yourself at the beginning of this journey?
Um, don't stop him.
Mm.
Don't
One.
try to stop him. Don't try to stop him from leaving.
Mm.
Let that
Mm.
motherfucker go.
Yeah.
Let him go. Don't give him that. Don't give him your dignity, your pride,
Mm.
your mind, your heart, your tears. Don't give that to him.
Yeah.
this man don't mean you no well, and
Mm-hmm.
he never has.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. And you know, sometimes because of course we want to live life forward, you know, but
Mhm.
sometimes looking back, sometimes you just be like, man, what was I thinking? Or you be like,
Stupid.
yeah,
Dumb.
yeah, just move forward. Yeah, let's just keep it moving forward. uh, so, what's the biggest lesson or gift that came from this experience?
Me.
Ooh, that's good.
Mhm. My relationship with my kids,
Mm,
my enriched relationships with my girlfriends.
hmm
I never had girlfriends like that because I've always been in a relationship, and plus I don't travel in packs. So that wasn't something I was ever interested in. I remember my first Valentine's Day, I went to a Galentine and I was so upset because I'm like, this is what life is. I gotta be around women all the time. Petty. But it was really great.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like I'm really empowering that side of me to be able to have girlfriends, go on girls trips. It's not always about being in a relationship or sex or being with a man. It's more to life than that.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm just so glad to come home to self and giving myself space to really do the work because I really want to get it right.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, as this show come to an end, I want to spend the last couple of minutes. I want this to be a Kanisha uncut. Okay.
You ready? My mouth a little slick. Did you
Okay.
see episode 3 of Steady Mommy yet? Were we
Oh,
talking about sex with Carly Harvey Raymond? Huh? You hear that?
oh, I didn't see that one.
You
I'm
gotta
I'm gonna
check that
watch it.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
Carly Harvey Raymond is dope. She is a sex therapist and
Yeah. I know about
showing us
her.
a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check it out because I
Check
haven't
it out.
seen it
It's
yet.
good.
Okay. Okay. For sure. Well, we're gonna do this uncut. Okay. And no strings attached. No, we're gonna make it happen. Who makes a better spouse? Someone never married or someone divorced?
For me, I'm gonna speak and say I want somebody that's been divorced.
Okay. Are you open to remarriage?
No, I can't find one logical reason why I need to legally attach myself to a man. Now, I will have a life partner,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel like a reason why I need to legally do it yet. I can't find the logic yet.
Got you.
I
Got you. Um, which book have you read that had the biggest impact on your life?
haven't really read any books during this divorce.
Mm.
I've been basically making my own book.
Mm.
Yeah,
Got you. Got you. You got one. You got one coming. You
I
got
do.
it. Yeah.
I'm definitely birthing one, and it's a lot of just the transcript from my journaling and just the healing work and paying it forward. So
Yeah. Yeah. At what age did you fall in love with yourself?
40.
It's something about 40 and falling. It's something about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Cause child, it was really a lot for me because I turned 40, I fell in love with myself, and then I had to go to bed at 9 p.m. I can't go past 10:30. I can't go past it.
I hear you. Look, I'll be 49 next month. Your boy be in the bed at 8 o'clock if I can.
With gladness.
With gladness.
Yes.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Okay, so this is a multiple choice. What's harder for you to say? Is it A, I apologize, B, I need help, C, I love you, or D, I was wrong?
What's the hardest
Yeah, for you
to
to say.
say?
Mhm. Is it I apologize, I need help, I love you, or I
I
was
need
wrong?
help.
You need help?
Mhm.
You want to talk about that? You want to expound on it a little bit?
I just think I've always been able to count on myself.
Mm,
And I've just I've seen my grandma do it, my mama do it, everybody just, my aunties do it. They just handle the shit on their own.
Hmm.
And that was just something that I mimicked because that made sense.
Yeah.
And especially when you extend those opportunities for people to help you and they come back to you void,
Mm.
what was the whole objective? I might as well do this shit myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now it's going to be different. I am going to be delegating, and for a person to really be in my life, you've been vetted. So I'm hoping that really decrease those
Hmm.
opportunities.
Hmm. No, I agree. Yeah, I'm like, 'cause I think me not asking for help when I was younger, whether if it was pride or I felt like people weren't gonna come through for me, I did hinder myself in some ways. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, I don't mind asking for help now. Yeah,
Yeah,
you help your boy? Yeah, help
I definitely agree, and that's kind of where I'm at now. It's like I've had to bow down to this process to really ask for help because I was like
me.
down
Yeah.
bad. This man left me down bad, so I had to ask for help because I had nothing else to lose at this point.
Hmm.
But now I realize, because one thing I do want from my spouse, I'm not my spouse, excuse me, my life partner, my next boo, my man. I want to be able to have a man that wants to take something off my plate. Like he wants to shield me. He wants to extend my life. He wants to preserve me. I want
Hmm.
a man that has the instinct to do that.
Yeah.
And that I did not have.
Mm.
So, with that being said, I will fall into the submission role where, yeah, I can ask for help truly and know that you got me, you securing me emotionally and physically.
Yeah. 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 I was telling my boys, I'm like, look, at a base minimum, like you should be filling up her gas tank, washing her car,
Come on.
buy her something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Let her
Just
not have to cook. You
let me
know.
just say something. When you do those things, for this is what I'm teaching my son. When you really have a mind for a woman to shield her and take some off her plate, she gonna give you everything you want. When I tell you everything,
Everything.
on a platter, easily, open, whatever you need,
Here you go. Yep.
have it.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Yeah,
Last question. Is it easier to love yourself or someone else?
someone else.
You want to expound? Want to talk about that?
That's how we were taught.
Mm.
All this stuff needs to be dismantled. It's all an illusion. It's all backwards. We should have been teaching our kids to for self first.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
that when you really have a love and a groundness for yourself, everything else comes into formation. Because if you ain't checking for you, what they checking for you for? Oh, thumbs up.
Look, even Facebook agreed with you. They was like, "You right."
Right?
No, that's real. Because I think about that sometimes. I'm like, you can't. And I tell my wife that like you cannot pour from an empty cup.
No,
There's nothing wrong with looking out for you. There's nothing wrong with
it's
it.
really not.
And
It
yeah,
actually makes you powerful when you submit to vulnerability and transparency. It actually makes you really sexy
hmm,
and edible.
yep, yep, yeah, for sure. And on top of that, we train people how to treat us.
Yeah.
You know.
That's where I'm at. That's why I'm like, I'm so glad I fell in love with myself. I've come home to self because now I can kind of re I can set the tone. Like I can set my own agenda now. Like all of that was the old stuff. Like these were the old relationships that I accumulated that I was still having to navigate through, you know, because that was the old me. Now I'm a different woman, so I'm gonna attract differently. So I'm just so ready.
Yeah,
Let me know when you find me a boo. If you're gonna have a dating show on here, let me know.
I got you. I actually have I think I might have inboxed you about that, but I have a private community that I'm starting on fan base, and so it's going to
Okay.
be, men and women. It's going to be awesome, but it won't be dating a dating service. It'll be an organic conversation with people. and being able to be cool with the opposite sex and learning, about getting
What?
married,
What?
about the opposite sex.
Oh, I thought you said abstinence of sex or
Oh,
something like
oh, 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 no. Well, we can talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't deserve. But anyway, that's another show for another
that. That's
time.
another
I'm gonna have
show.
to,
Let it
yeah,
be.
yeah. I'm gonna have to bring you back because
Let it
there's
cook.
too much we got to unpack. Because I wanted to stay some places, and yeah. But anyway, Kanisha, this has been a phenomenal episode, and I knew this was going to be a good one. Let everyone know how they can get in touch with you.
Well, so as you've heard, we are so Yellow Fox Media on YouTube is where we have Steady Momming. We're on all of the platforms for podcasts, and then I'm on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Kanisha underscore act underscore two, and I'm on TikTok, same handler. So yeah, hit me up. I'm just a woman trying to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's what's up. Brave Hearts community, you heard it here. So make sure you go connect with Kanisha. I'll have everything linked in the description below. So you can make sure you give her a follow. Make sure you go and subscribe to her channel on YouTube as well. Great content as well. Because I got to go and check out that episode that you was telling me about. I'll be sure to comment, let you know that I watched it. Um,
Absolutely. Thank
yeah,
you.
for sure. Uh, Stay on. Don't hang up yet. Don't hang up yet. Brave Hearts community, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Share this with someone you never know who needs information like this because a lot of times people will say things that they're good and they're really not. Put this in your group chat. Share it with your homegirls. Share it with your homeboys. And then y'all get back into the group chat and then y'all talk about this episode and how it impacted your life. So do that. If you are listening to this via podcast on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave a rating, your review. By doing so, it'll put you in a drawing for a free Amazon gift card. Who doesn't like free stuff? This is Shon Hyneman with my special guest. Am I pointing the right way?
Yep, it's me.
All right, Brave Hearts community. Take care.